I have not checked audio actually at all. I don't know if this is the right microphone. No, it is. It is. Penis, everyone. It's penis time.
Penis time. The cock hour.
Yes, the penising hour. That's today, all right.
Hello, Burger Man. Hello.
It's fucking. What the fuck is this?
You know the
Discord.
thing.
Discord actually has this thing in streamer mode where it makes it so when people pop into chat, it doesn't make a sound because it can be immensely annoying when that happens. But clearly, this same
It doesn't work with
consideration has not been made when it comes to like using potentially copyrighted material as like your intro sound. So that's
Mayo.
good. That's good design. Yeah,
Thank you, I made it myself.
that's very good that you did that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Damn,
so I'm sitting in a chair.
We're gonna have some stuff to talk about because there's been some stuff happening lately on YouTube. Jesus.
I've not been watching YouTube actually lately. Honestly, I've been losing interest in like watching YouTube for like the
Rather
most
than
part.
making YouTube.
You
Yeah, I
so you're
like making
saying-
videos, but it's like so much of like the video market is like just
Oversaturated.
No, it's so
Hey, man.
retarded. Like I don't fucking
Damn, bro.
There's so much like Harris Spexy going on, and it's a lot of
Arrow what?
there's not that much interesting
Divination.
content. There's not that like there's interesting content, but I find that I am too obsessed with scouring my subscription box for it, right? And I
Right.
think I might end up coming to rely more on like people sending me shit.
Hell yeah.
Because I mean,
Is it
yeah, I've been focusing on reading books, and I've like, let me check real quick. I am today probably going to finish reading my one, two. It's only my third book this year.
Yeah.
I only read one book last year, but I started pretty late, so it's fine, Burger.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of reading, I recently discovered that how Brand manages to read so much so fast. He reads whole paragraphs at a time, like you would read like a sentence, basically.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So you know how when you
it's not an
parse.
excellent way of reading, to be fair.
No, because he retains all of it. He
Right,
retains all.
that's how he does
He
it.
somehow manages to retain all of it.
Yeah, because
Brand, if you're watching this, I cast out.
No. I've seen it happen. I've seen him literally read like a 250 page like fantasy novel at a bookstore in 5 minutes, and then give me a recap of the story.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Alright.
I don't even read like sentences. I sometimes some I'll do, especially with like
Jesus Christ.
if you send me a text, for some reason I will read it backwards. I don't know why I do this. but
Gideon's
it's-
brain made for booster feed on.
it's like I read the like first sentence and then like the last sentence and then I read it backwards.
Yes.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I do that.
Bro,
too.
that is dumb.
Yeah. No, I'm fucking.
Yeah.
I speed read using like an app
Yeah.
that like
Yeah. Speaking of,
goes
yeah,
fast.
sorry. Posh, I think he asked you because he was convinced I was messing with him and that everybody read whole paragraphs at a time.
No, I've never been asked
No.
this.
Hang on, I need to
No,
remember
no,
what
I
I
don't-
told him.
I don't read. I don't
remember what
know.
I told him. Give
I
me a
don't think
second.
that's a normal thing to do. Reading
Wait,
whole
wait, wait,
paragraphs at a
wait.
time.
wait. I told
Yeah.
him so.
You
Late
told him
answer.
something along the lines. You told him something along the lines of like, yeah, but like, it takes me some
Technically
time to read. Yeah.
Yeah, technically sentences.
I honestly I read pretty slow because I don't care about reading fast, and especially when it's like fiction of some kind. I like to imagine a performance of sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
when
but
it comes,
I do.
it depends. It depends on like the writing style, of course. Like if you're writing very short paragraphs and very short sentences, like I can read these like a whole fucking chapter and just process it later. But if you're writing like something really dense, like say fucking Game of Thrones or the Earthsea Saga, I have to read it sentence by sentence and process what's just been written.
Yeah. No, Bran
No.
was so apparently part of it is that Bran was so impatient about getting the information and the story, the next bit of the story that basically he got this fast when he was a kid.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I do word for word, and I always have done word for word because I
Power of
I
autism.
really like the picture it paints. I enjoy the process
Yeah.
of visualizing the scene in a like a very very graphic. This is why I like visceral fiction so much, right?
Mm.
That's why I like because the whole paragraph would create like a snapshot image. I feel like of like several things happening at once, and that would bother me. I think.
Yeah, but it's more
temporally.
like a scene, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like the procedural nature of scenes. I like that there is a before and after. But also I do relate to the idea of being like really irritated, like wanting to get to the information faster. That's why I've been using this like speed reading technology, and that's why it's helped me so much because it now gets to the information at an appropriate pace without me having to burn through like a lot of willpower to keep myself going at a fast pace. It's like with the teleprompter, the text just keeps on going because I only need to make the decision once to click the button, as opposed to all the time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Bran just as a kid practiced so much that it's just easy for him now.
No,
It's just natural, even.
I was selling cocaine as a child.
Understandable. You had better things to do
I
than
was,
read.
yeah, I was getting an education.
Yeah.
It's on the mean streets. So I was probably.
School of life.
I didn't.
Oh,
Really
yeah,
I don't think I really started reading until I was like 9. Like before that, I was aware of books, and I was like, okay, this is cool. But only when I was like 9 and I moved to Germany did I get really fascinated with reading. In Spain, I was like playing outside the whole time.
Yeah.
No.
Only the miserable German weather or something.
Yeah.
No, as a kid, I read a lot. I read all the books, every book printed by printed no, but published by Roald Dahl,
Yeah.
which is not that many actually. I think it's like 18 or something like that.
Yeah, I've started to read since basically New Year the Elric of Melaniboné books because I was reading them and then I dropped them after a point because I just couldn't fucking read. I managed to, but it's still difficult to kind of like get myself to read. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I need to balance it out a bit because like I'm having a hard time just reading through it. I feel like I maybe need to start on a sci-fi book. But the problem is the only other sci-fi book is Dune, and I've read that like so many times now.
You know, there's
Kinda
more than 2 sci-fi books.
Yeah, I know,
Really?
but I only have one fucking sci-fi book in my whole fucking house, and I don't think my dad buys any sci-fi.
Fam, you literally live in London.
Shut your mouth.
You can go literally anywhere and be hello.
I know.
I would like this incredibly specific book, and like probably any random bookstore where you live has it.
Yeah, bro.
I know. Also,
I can't believe you still haven't started the Mars trilogy after I suggested. Kidding.
No, because I've got. Oh, I do have the Wheel of Time though. I got gifted that.
Oh, apparently
I've
that's
The
heard
that's
good
entire
things. I've
fucking
not actually read it.
the entire first 3 books, by the way.
it's apparently good, but it's apparently a bit for like more for children.
I highly
I don't care. I'm
recommend
going to
literally
read
anything by Alastair Reynolds. It's like very cool.
I still need to fucking read a bunch of things. I still need to read anything from Alastair Reynolds.
Oh, it's really good. People like critique that his characters are like somehow they don't change. And it's like, yeah, a lot of them are like 300 years old. What the fuck do you expect? They are grown ass people.
Yeah. They're mature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are very mature.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, I do want to say you probably Gideon should read the Mars trilogy because the characters in there are fascinating.
Excuse me, I've read the Mars trilogy years ago.
But like,
What red Green and Blue Mars?
Yeah, Kim Stanley
Okay.
Robinson.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry then.
It's
I
one
don't
of
know
my
who said that
one
they
of my
didn't.
favorite series. I do the joke all the time
Might have been Bosch, but yeah.
about how it has the coolest romance plot of all time, which is just
if
two
it's not
two
bi or
autists rejecting each other while trying to hit on each other in a way that, like, 200 years later, they are still at each other's throats when they have completely defined the political landscape of an entire planet in their adversarial nature to each other until they finally get the idea of sitting down and talking to each other.
Yeah. That's actually where I'm currently at in the trilogy, and I keep not reading more for no reason.
Yeah, I love the Mars
reading.
trilogy. Any Kim Stanley Robinson book, though, is basically like a crash course in several topics. Always.
Yeah.
He is
Never mind,
You know,
so insane about like
communism.
getting into the information about reading the subjects.
since we're talking about sci-fi books, one of my pet peeves at the moment is my father, for some fucking reason, doesn't want to have any French books. Here, he'll have
Good.
French comic books. No, fuck you. He'll have French comic books, mind you, but he refuses to have any French books in the house. I'm just like, why? But that's not my pet peeve. My pet peeve is I remember reading when I was a teen a sci-fi book where it's like this multi-galactic so it's a murder mystery on a spaceship for a multi-galactic empire that is based on both the Roman Empire and the Mongol horde. A very weird combination, but it works. And I remember liking it a lot, and I'm like, bro, where has it gone?
I have one of those too. I have one of these as well.
Really lit.
I have there's like, it was a whole series of books that I read in German, so I don't even know if they exist in English. But it was about like it was about this like there's some like nobility element to like the future human empire,
yeah.
and this one general like allies with the alien race that constantly fights against the humans. I remember I remember the author's name being Buzz Aldrin, which of course is not the case.
Yeah.
Damn. Hang on. Let me check if I don't have it, because I do remember seeing it one time, and I might have brought it home. Give me a sec.
Good luck.
I remember, I still have the things, I remember it well, but I was convinced there was a French book, but then it wasn't. There's another one that is a French book, it's weird, but basically it's a cool story about this planet that's sort of back to feudalism, but like with advanced technology at the same time. So there's like the farmers have like their horse and cart and shit, but they also have, and they farm by hand, but they also can, like, if they make enough money, they might be able to buy solar panels for their house, basically. And the economy is entirely controlled by basically the in-game economy for like the game the game that the original like space siege ship colonists or whatever generation ship colonists had to entertain themselves.
Yeah.
And so then there's this character that there's this guy who basically accidentally makes a a game character rather than like the most basic character possible by min-maxing all the stats to like not die and keep their money. So he invests a bunch of points in like also charisma, and he starts getting fucking quests from the NPCs. And this hasn't happened to people in like the last 500 years.
That's. I mean,
Oh, man.
it's that kind of like just like fucking with those kinds of mechanics. I actually think is pretty cool. I mean, I know some authors have done it very poorly. Fucking, but yeah,
So,
that's pretty fucking cool.
I've
Actually,
been looking around in my cupboard where I do store books. I've not managed to find it, but I found another book that has also reminded me. It's at my grandmother's place. The book I'm looking for is at my grandmother's place, but I found another book that you'll find somewhat interesting because it's a bit whack. It's the Belgian version, not the French, the Belgian version of Harry Potter, but for young teen girls.
Disgusting.
Going towards young.
I mean, that's like you could just say the French version and it would have been more okay.
It's very. It
Le
has to be very
pédophile
specific.
raciste.
Yeah.
It's called Tara Duncan, which is a very English-sounding name, but in French it's Tara Duncan. Yes, that would be the French name, actually.
Fucking what?
Tara Duncan. Tara as in Tara. Duncan as in Duncan.
Duncan.
They are
Duncan.
like.
I've heard
Yeah,
the name
that's
Tara
what you
Duncan
do.
though. I've heard
That's
it.
what
Yeah.
you do when
so-
playing basketball with the earth, right?
And
like,
I
like,
remember
Tara-
a very-
Tara dunk. It's like basketball with the planet
Oh,
Earth. You
But-
get
I remember a very
is
specific. I don't know. I remember a very specific thing about this specific book series is that they reference sex as doing the other thing, like literally doing other thing. That's what they reference sex as. Autre chose.
Mhm.
Doing other thing. Literally.
Doing
Like
the
the
other
book.
thing.
No, literally, it's not doing the other thing. It's doing other thing without the
Yeah, sure.
dumb.
Hmm.
I need to
It is
reread it
quite
because I'm
stupid.
just like,
Sorry.
how dumb was this book? There's another
Very.
book I just fucking remembered. This one was a lot more mature because I think it was aimed towards young adults. It was so a girl from another dimension. Well, she doesn't know she's from another dimension, but a girl.
Girl and a guy from different dimensions start being psychically connected.
No,
Okay.
she's on
I read
Earth.
that one.
No,
Yeah?
she's on Earth, right? And then through a series of mishaps, like creatures from her original plane start coming to Earth to find her because apparently she's.
But she knows that she's from a different plane.
No, she doesn't know at first. She starts
Okay.
to discover it throughout the first book, and there's like a bunch of other books I can't remember. I need to reread those as well. And there's another series of book I just fucking remembered. Les Chevaliers d'Errant, I think, or something like that.
I'll give you one. That's another French book called Golem, by basically a French teacher that starts playing a video game, and then he starts realizing his character that is absolutely basically like a sexy girl fantasy.
I was thinking
starts
like
manifesting in the real world, and then there's also like a creature from the game that starts manifesting in the real world, and then there's some weird shit, and basically they find out that there's like this company that is trying to make like an AI, and that starts manifesting like video game creatures into the real world for some reason.
I thought you were going to talk about the golem, like the gay
Yes.
person
No.
from Juice Walker. That
What?
golem.
No, what?
The protector. Yeah, the animated gay person that protects and Jewish people. You know that golem.
Oh, the other clay person. Okay, I kept hearing you say gay person.
Gay
I was like,
person.
the
I mean,
animated gay person.
I mean,
It's,
I don't think
people.
anybody asked.
Yeah, yeah, but that's why I was
Good
so
lord.
confused. I was like, I don't think that's what I'm thinking about.
I'm always thinking about gay people.
Understandable.
Mm.
Maybe I should mention
And
that
then-
I don't.
No,
Go
sorry,
on.
go.
No.
No, the other book I remembered was like a book about a group of knights found like an abandoned elf baby or elf-like race baby, if I recall. And they teach her to grow up. They're basically like an order of knights that are supposed to protect the kingdom they're in, basically. And I remember there was a very weird and very messed up kind of romance by one of the knights who kind of helped her grow up because he started falling in love with her.
Le pédophile.
Rafi!
It's so French. I
Oh,
can't believe
no.
No,
it.
but he starts falling in love with her as soon as she becomes an adult, and it's like it doesn't start for like 1 or 2 books, and then it's like, what the fuck, bro?
Broski, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to use ChatGPT to like find the book, right? I'm talking to ChatGPT. It does not. It cannot. It's not able to help me. It's like,
It's falling apart.
Do you want to go on Reddit? Maybe try going on Reddit. Like I'm
Yeah.
telling this thing everything I
Please.
know about. I remember about this fucking series. It's like can you Reddit maybe?
Yeah, ChatGPT is fucking falling apart lately, and I don't think it's getting better.
I mean, because
Yeah.
this is like it should be able to like if there's any program that can help me with this, it's this. The problem is I don't remember. I remember some like specific details.
I mean, you do also know that like recently, people have been like saying that it's like, in their opinion, it's possible that fucking ChatGPT has been picking up on like seasonal depression because in these months, it's been basically very lazy and not wanting to like give proper answers. It's just like, it picks up on people's seasonal depression because it is the time of seasonal depression right now.
Yeah,
So
but it doesn't use conversations that it has with people to train itself.
no, yes, but it still does pick up on like the time of the year and like the fact that during this time of year, generally, people are more commonly, a bit depressed, a bit less active, or at least that's like a hypothesis running around.
How would this
in,
change
the
its own
internet.
behavior, though? That's what I don't understand.
It learns from people.
Is it because it's trying to emulate being a human
Yeah.
being?
Well, yeah, because it's trying to emulate real conversations.
I mean, that is an extremely speculative theory, but it would be so funny
yeah,
if it was
absolutely.
true. It would be so fucking cool if that was true.
Good lord. I find it so hilarious that basically the guys behind, what was it, ChatGPT or OpenAI, just admitted like, oh yeah, we're just using a database of artists, some of which is copyrighted work. I'm just like, bro, that is, if it's big companies, they're going to sue you to the ground.
No, I'm shocked.
Yeah. This is something that I still have a little bit of that I struggle with because reading copyrighted materials is also in a very similar way how I have acquired my skills as a writer. That's every book I read is internalized into my head, and I start to it helps me understand writing and storytelling better. So there is
I mean, we're all inspired by everything.
Yeah, exactly. And you like learn it by looking at the best and the worst. You learn about shit.
Yeah, the problem is like you can do that because you're a person.
Yeah, that's exactly that. See, this is my point. The thing that's revolutionary about this technology is that it can think to a certain extent like a person. That's why it can do what it does.
Well,
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same cognitive principle.
Kind of, sorta.
Kind of,
It's
because
close enough.
Well,
Like,
no, because okay, ChatGPT
It can
has
do it
basically.
faster.
Well, it's basically just a Broca's area. It doesn't have the rest of the brain to inform
Yeah,
and
but I
feed
mean
into the Broca's area.
that's true. But it does function like a Broca's area. Right, so
Well,
it may be
really
missing those
either,
cross
but sort
connections
of.
that we understand that to be crucial in the process of understanding language and how it works.
Yeah, the thing is,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that a machine could do that, even partially replicate like a human thought pattern, is crazy.
I mean, this is like one of the solutions for the Chinese room problem, where it's like
Yeah, I'm aware.
where it's like
Trust me, I know.
So you know what I mean.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
That,
so,
like,
okay, so
it's-
basically that like you know the Chinese room problem.
No.
It's okay. So the
well.
premise is this of the Chinese. It's basically it's an argument to say that computers can never be sentient, because
Well,
if you
not
were,
really.
it
Yeah.
it is that though. It really is,
Is
that.
it?
It is a philosophical argument to say that humans cannot truly ever possess sapience. That is what this is an argument for.
that we can
And it
do
goes-
now
I didn't
if they
realize.
do.
It goes as follows. Basically, if you were imagine somebody paid you money to like go to China, and they gave you you had like a book there, like a code book, and outside there would be Chinese people who would put up like Chinese letters, and you could look up in the Chinese book, in your code book that you have, which letters you have to put up for which other combination of letters. And then you would do that, and to the Chinese people on the other side of the room, it would seem like they're having a conversation in Chinese, because that is what your code book does. But you don't really understand Chinese. So they're having a conversation with you in Chinese, even though they're not really having a conversation with you in Chinese. There's like a lot of proposed solutions to why this is not a particularly valid way of describing it. Like, there's no particular difference between this and like human cognition, or there is, and it's not really relevant. It's just one argument that's been presented.
When I ran LARP,
Because
I
it
made an
doesn't
NPC
understand
based on the
it. It's
concept.
just like
actually.
replicating it.
And when I run a lab, my like a main NPC was based on the concept, because it was like we were all like people of some kind or intelligences of some kind, running this kind of like VR chat room for the players, and man was like the god, and it had basically it was a defense program that codified the problems that that had in front of it into like encounters in like an MMO, and based on the player's responses, it would use those to create the response.
That's pretty cool.
It's like me. I actually don't know. I can't speak. I can't understand anything. I just say stuff, and it happens to make sense. I think so. I guess.
Yeah, this is like
I fucking hate language.
That one Mandarin accent that sounds like French and English sometimes. That's.
I don't speak. I just vibe, and everyone understands.
Yeah.
Hell yes, yes.
Okay, well then just tell me about what are some German military sci-fi series in space then? I wrote Gorman, but
Oh, speaking of German, I was thinking just earlier before joining the call, how fucking funny it is, like the whole interjection. No, the whole interjection of Digger.
yeah,
Because
What?
no, okay, because
I'm very familiar with that concept.
yeah, okay.
Do you what?
Wait. Before you explain it, okay.
I'm learning a lot.
You know that like German, that like a stereotypical fantasy dwarf culture is often based on like German/Bavarian culture, right?
Yes.
Fucking
Is
funny to me. Well, vaguely, yeah.
Not really.
It's really fucking funny to me that German actually has an interjection to mean like guy, or like to mean like dude, basically, that is Digger. Because I can only imagine the fucking dwarves going around calling each other Digger.
it took me way too long. It took me way too long to realize that when I say like "Digga was," like there might be like some American black people who like they turn around
Oh
and,
no,
and just
Like,
look at
what?
me.
I encountered this problem before.
Yeah.
You say?
It may have been live on Burger's stream.
Yeah.
What I meant
No,
to
you
say
said
is
the
the
N-word.
fun thing. No, I didn't. The fun thing about Digger is that even if you translate it accurately and don't do the English double entendre, it kind of sounds dwarvish because it
Yeah.
means fat one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even better.
Imagine
It's
if-
like Digger, but even better. It's like fat one. So it's the dwarves referring to each other as Digger, but actually they're just calling each other fat.
Yeah.
Hey, fatty.
Even
I'm
better.
gonna refer to all
even
my
better.
friends that way.
I usually say
Digga.
I usually say it best translates to big man. And like in terms of what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
But I mean,
extremely
if I
funny
say
because
big
I know this
man-
Bavarian guy who speaks extremely fast, and you can hear him sometimes in like on phone calls going, no, 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 Digger.
There's a colleague at work, Gideon,
Yeah.
who like uses people's like photos, like our colleagues, as memes or meme templates.
Yeah.
And
Base.
he hasn't done it with me because
Lame.
I send him your reaction pics of my face. And he's just like,
Base.
what am I meant to do with this? It's perfect. And you have so many of these.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that work for you. Okay, here's a funny.
Actually, I meant to ask you, put all of these in a Google Drive or something and send me the thing, because anytime something at work happens in the chat, I search Discord. And it may show up in like my browser logs.
So I asked ChatGPT to give me some like German language military sci-fi, right? And it was mostly
good.
like English military sci-fi that came out in Germany. So I was like, no, it has to have been originally written in German. And then he has two examples, one of which is legitimately a German language book, and the other of which, the Three-Body Problem Trilogy by Liu Shixin translated to German.
Sensible.
I mean, that
That's
is truly true. That is a fucking goddamn it.
Oh man, robots are gonna take over the world.
I
To be
really
fair.
feel like I've been Mandela affected into remembering
be
this
fair.
book that never existed.
To be fair,
Don't give in. ChatGPT is trying to gaslight you right now.
Yeah, I think you should just.
to be
Go
fair,
ahead.
the translation was originally published in German.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut
It is
your
correct.
mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Make me.
I can actually. Okay, is it?
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
No, do not.
Is it?
Not this shit again.
Oh,
Because you need to remember that. Oh fuck, no. Okay. If we let this play out, it's going to be he mutes me, I server mute him, and then he bans me.
This is
And everyone
extreme.
laughs.
This is so very true, my guy.
Incredibly base.
And that's why we want it to happen, because it's
This
funny
is
as
too
fuck.
early. This is too early.
I'm
Do it.
so tempted to ban Matt at this juncture.
What?
It is a mark of my strength of character that I am not
get
doing
banned. Plebe.
Careful,
do it.
you're playing with Gideon's livelihood. No, I'm kidding.
Do it. Do it. Do it, you
Patron
coward.
That's
status
fucking
does
tough,
not
dude.
protect you.
It can be challenging to find detailed information on specific German science fiction series, and then he just posts nothing. What the
Because he doesn't
fuck?
want to. He's depressed, bro.
Not wrong, though.
I think we did give ChatGPT depression.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
fucking
Everyone
tell me,
thinks that
motherfucker.
ChatGPT is a boy.
I had one that seemed vaguely like it, but then I saw it and it came out like way later. Do I have to okay, Wikipedia Deutsche
List of,
Science Fiction Romane. Jesus Christ. This is deutschsprachige Science Fiction Autoren. They don't even have the novels. I'm going to fucking kill you.
Well, I mean, look if there's one called Buzz Aldrin or something, you know?
I don't.
What?
I'm pretty sure what really happened, because I would get these from the library, and I'm very certain that that Buzz Aldrin wasn't the name of the author of this book, but the name of the author of the series of books that was adjacent to this one.
Damn. And you don't have like a Dewey Decimal System that you can like look up or something either.
I don't know if you can. I mean, can I? Okay.
Wasn't he an astronaut?
Yeah, I would
Yes.
assume that. I don't think Buzz Aldrin ever wrote any sci-fi novels, but it would have been.
Maybe
It's
it's a
entirely
different person?
possible that somebody chose like a pseudonym. You know,
Oh,
True.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Man,
Buzz.
I do wonder. So
Buzz is such a stupid
Wait.
fucking name.
It really is.
Yeah, bro.
Fucking
I've
nerd.
Buzz sounds like a dog.
Buzz
Like Buzz
does
Lightyear.
sound like a dog. It also does sound like a cat.
I
Maybe.
know a cat.
Cat names are always so like fluffy, like Colonel Whiskers.
I want to
No,
call my
I'm
cat.
not-
I've had some
No.
pretty brutal. I've had some pretty brutal cat names.
My grandmother gives her cats like people names.
Based.
Like Kevin?
Yeah.
Well, like Spanish people names, but yeah.
Javier.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I love like when I used to work in a pet shop, like a pet salon, like the pets that had human names were always the best. You're just like, "Hey, Chatty, how are you doing?" And they'd get so
Yeah.
excited.
And it's very funny.
No,
Like-
no, no. Even better if they are called like Javier or something like that.
Alex,
Javier.
how many
Yeah.
dogs in your region are named Fosca?
Oscar?
What the fuck?
None that I'm aware of.
That's wild, because on Mallorca, if any dog that is black, there is a 90% chance it's called Fosca.
What the fuck?
Because it means it basically means darky, but like in the sense of like the, you know.
No, I don't know.
Don't elaborate.
That is just what it's called. It's because the
What do you
dogs
mean?
are dark in their
He
fur.
who
They
is
have
dark.
fur.
Not like darky as in black person.
Yeah.
It's just a dark dog. Yeah, they
The
call
more
them
you explain,
Fosca.
the worse it gets.
That's an extremely common thing.
To be honest, I don't know if there are any black dogs in my region. Well, yeah, I know of one black
Where
dog.
do you live that there's no black dogs?
No black dogs.
I mean, I don't think it's like an intentional choice by the dog owners in the region. It's just that I
We
don't
have
think
to
there happens
send
to be-
some kind of message.
This is a no black dog area. Only black dogs, though.
Arkansas is your answer.
Somebody did spray paint a swastika in a wall once, so maybe those things are related.
I
Maybe.
meant to
Happened
say
near me as
earlier,
well.
by the way, do Spanish names really qualify as people names?
Wow.
Very good question.
That's a very good question. If you think about it,
Maybe. A little.
I
So
say
my-
with my
no,
fucking
my
sound of
all-time-
music ass background.
yeah. I was about to mention it, but I thought it would be funnier if it just stayed there.
By the way, if you look at the plot of Sound of Music, right? They are in Salzburg, and they want to cross, like, a mountain to get into Switzerland.
Yeah,
There is no
that's-
place in Salzburg where this is possible. If, in fact, in all likelihood, if they did this, they would have very likely ended up at the Wolfschanze, which is where Hitler lived.
The
Oh,
amount
man.
that America cares about other countries is just so little.
When Ronald
back then.
Reagan, or was it Nixon, one of the two, visited Austria as president of the United States, he was under the impression that Edelweiss from The Sound of Music is our national anthem. I just want to emphasize at this juncture that is an English song. In English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course they translated it
Yeah.
for the
clearly.
movie.
The actual national anthem of Austria translates really badly.
God. You Yanks are a very interesting bunch of people.
Anyway, one
What?
question.
There
The
is
big
one
question.
Yank present.
Yes,
have-
but I still said Yanks because there are multiple Yanks in the server,
I
and
have...
this is calling them all out.
Hey, what
What are
should
you
I
trying to
draw?
say, Alex?
Yeah, what should I draw? It's like the question I make every stream.
AI generated.
Draw the cover of the novel I'm looking for.
I
The
don't
cover
know
of the German military space novel.
I don't know. I don't remember what it looks like. That's the biggest
make it
fucking
look-
problem with this.
AI-ified Burger
German
Food.
military.
Do it.
I
no,
already did
you
that.
remember in
Sorry.
Wolfenstein where you fight Hitler on the moon? Draw that.
But with Burger King.
Hitler's also in a mech.
And put hints throughout the image that Hitler was a German man.
Because he was. Like you
Yeah,
are.
of course.
I am not a German man.
You are
Oh
a
my
German-
god!
Oh,
What?
did you
I
find
may
it?
have
Hey,
found
damn.
it.
Yo.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
let's
yo.
go.
because
Sternenfaust.
It was because
What?
MDevMec joined the call.
I'm not
Hell
sure
yeah,
if this
it's a good one.
is it though.
What's
Oh,
it called?
come on. Fucking post it, you
Sternenfaust.
coward.
Sternen?
Sternenfaust.
Oh,
Faust.
Sternen.
Die Faust der
Yes.
Sterne.
Oh,
Post
Sternen.
it, you coward. Post it, you coward.
Faust means fist?
The spy on
Yes.
Ganymede.
Hmm. So
How
the-
I remember there being
like the
like
philosopher.
5 of these fucking
So-
novels, not
Faust.
500.
Faust is a fictional character.
So like
No,
the fucking rocket launcher is the tank fister.
this is
Oh yeah,
cra-
yes.
what the
Panzerfaust
fuck?
means tank.
So,
Come
like,
on, post the fucking
hold
cover,
on.
you cunt.
Faust from the Faustian bargain is not real. That's
No.
not a real man.
That's not a real guy, no.
He made a deal with the devil.
Ah!
So
I thought it was a metaphor.
that's not very Catholic of you.
I guess
Ancient
fiction is
city.
sort of
Oh, I
beautiful.
heard about this. Yeah.
Sternenfaust Wiki.
Yeah, I read about this a couple hours ago. This is fucking amazing. It just
Jesus
Thanks
Christ,
to-
this is the most fucking 2002 website of all time.
it's the BBC.
No, I'm
But yeah-
talking about Sternenfaust.
Yeah.
Sten and
one.
Faust. Okay.
But the BBC is a better answer.
That is true.
Is this really? Because I'm not, like, even now reading about it, especially because it's bizarre. Apparently, I remember reading like 5 or 4 books, like a trilogy or some shit. Like it says here there's like
trilogy is not 5 or 4
200 books. There's 200 books of this series. And I feel
Wait,
I feel like it wasn't that much.
Wait, are you okay? Because I came in mid conversation. Are you guys talking about that one German author that wrote like a shit ton of westerns or something?
No, I'm looking
No.
for the novel series that I read as a kid. The one that I've been looking for years. We've talked about this definitely on this.
Oh, we probably have.
this show,
Oh, yeah.
and I tried using ChatGPT for it, but ChatGPT was like, "You should go on Reddit."
Depressive ass
Not
right
fun.
there.
You could
Great.
ask other human beings.
Oh my god.
Actually, solid advice, though.
Yeah.
Truly.
They wrote 200 novels in 7 years?
That is the most German thing that has ever happened.
Maybe
There were
they had chat
1, 2,
GPT
3,
before
4,
that.
5, 6,
Was it like a group of people?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 authors.
That's insane.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's
there
still
is
like
Germany.
20 novels per author.
Okay,
in
but
7
how long
years.
are they? Are they like novellas or?
No, they are like Penny Dreadful
Full length.
Oh, so they're literally like Pulp Fiction. They're just
Yeah.
cheap
Of a
novels.
sort.
Okay.
I even looking at the this is a Perry Roden book. Even looking at what is allegedly the covers, they don't ring a bell. What the fuck is happening?
Post them.
One of these fucking authors
Bitch,
is
stop
named
edging and
Susanne.
post them.
What's the
One of
general
these fucking
topic? What was the
authors-
topics of these books?
It's
Sci-fi.
military
Space.
sci-fi.
What's it called?
One of
again?
Oh
the
my
fucking
God.
authors is named Susanne Picard.
So
is-
close.
We
dude.
we have something
One
similar
of the
that
other authors is called Mraven.
What is the name of this series?
the
Do I have to
craziest.
repeat
Is this
myself
a
every
German
single time?
joke?
This is the name of the series is Sternenfaust, and apparently it was not really translated into.
no. This sounds like a exclusively German thing.
But I've not like I
was
genuinely this is
Oh my god.
I don't remember reading 200 books of this.
Wait, this okay? I thought this was like from the 70s or 80s. This is from
The 90s.
2005 to 2005 to 2000. It's
that's
on.
basically the 90s.
Yeah, it's
It's not.
Goodreads. Goodreads has Stern and Faust on its site.
No, this
Here,
is
I'll
not
link
the book
it.
I'm
I
picturing.
don't even know.
Wait! It's not only the 200 Penny Dreadfuls. They also wrote
Damn.
12 hardcover novels and 8 paperbacks on top of those.
It's
Okay,
unbelievable.
these got like 2-star ratings. So
Yeah, they're not. I mean, I as a kid I thought they were extremely cool, but I remember this. Not. I mean, it might have been a series of. It was definitely less than 10 books. It was definitely less than 10 books that I read, and so it must have been. Oh my god!
there's a it's over now. But before streaming became really popular, there used to be a series of audiobooks that you could buy at truck stops
Yeah.
that were only sold through truck stops, and it was a couple series. Like one was a Western, the other was like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi. And I listened to a few of the sci-fi ones, and it was just literally just trash. It was just nothing but sex and violence and sex and more
I mean,
sex.
sounds based.
Did you say
There's
ball?
a reason that Penny Dreadfuls are called
Yeah,
Dreadful.
are called yeah. Like there was one where the group that's adventuring, the protagonist group, they find like not MIT, they find Rochester Institute of Technology, the ruins of that college up in New York, and they learn that they seclude themselves off in like these underground laboratories. It's basically,
Fallout.
now I'm starting to wonder if Bethesda stole that idea for MIT. No, because literally there's like the Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, having like underground laboratories where they secluded themselves off to continue science, and they all became like a bunch of like genius inbreds because there was only like a couple hundred people.
One of the web links on the Wikipedia page for Sternenfaust doesn't have a URL. It's an IP address.
Oh my god, that's
Yes,
incredible.
I tried accessing that, and it times out.
Yeah,
Bro,
what the
it sounds
fuck?
like a fucking scam.
It
Okay,
sounds
I'm
like
looking. I'm
fucking
looking for. I'm searching
Lost
for Truck
Media.
Stop. I'm searching for Truck Stop audiobooks, and I found out there's an audiobook on Audible called Truck Stop. It's got a 4.6. Huh. Anyway.
This is so weird because so much of this rings a bell, but it's also so generic that it may be some different because nothing fully rings a bell. This is so unbelievably frustrating.
One of these fucking novels is just called Der Wächter, The Guardian.
Yeah,
The what?
German's
it's also
really
I
fucking
have a
struggle
better
with
picture
original
of the
titles.
cover now, and it wasn't this. The cover was like big Oh, is that just something I made up in my head? I feel like I'm gaslighting myself.
Damn, I relate to that.
Hey, psychosis.
Oof, nasty.
Fake memories are not great. Yeah. Sternenfaust Zaubermond Verlag.
I really need to find that book again. I really need to find that space
Find
book.
it.
Here's a
I
funniest
know where
story
it is.
even
I know
that
where
I didn't even get to tell today. They fucking put a needle in my hand today to take blood from me.
Damn.
Because they couldn't
Was it consensual?
They tried I did an allergy test and they tried to like get blood from my blood vessels in my arms, but because they don't do it super often, they couldn't like hit them. They were like perking in there and they couldn't like get to them because they're like very deep. So they had to take the blood from my fucking hand.
They're just
that
digging
hurt.
Around.
Did you?
That's what happened. That's what happened to me once. I had to get blood drawn, and it was a new nurse, and she was brutal. She stuck it in there, and nothing came out. She started digging around in there.
Oh no!
And I'm just like, could you just please go to the other arm?
Alex, can you make the German bigger?
I'm just wondering, for anybody else who can watch them when they take blood.
What?
Does your blood come out foamy?
What?
What?
No.
Yeah. Mine comes out. It comes out. I mean, it doesn't come out. It doesn't come out as foam. It comes out as liquid. But when it's in the vial, it like forms a. It forms a head. Like a blood.
Wait,
vein.
No, that's not it. That's not it. It's because in the US they use vacuum needles.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. In the US they use vacuum needles, which are like basically they're preloaded. They're pre-vacuumed so that they can just.
Because there isn't actually like a vacuum hose. It's just the vial. It's just the needle itself, and then they push a vial up to it.
Yeah. No, in general, in Europe, I thought they tend to more just take arterial blood and let that the pressure of that fill the vial.
When I got my blood drawn a few months ago, they did use a vacuum needle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's like I saw it coming out, and it's like starting to form like a foamy head. And I'm like looking at the nurse, and I'm like, "Oh, is this okay?" And I didn't ask her because it was like she didn't. She acted like there was nothing wrong, so I'm like, "Okay, I guess this is normal."
Oh.
And then you died.
But it turns out my blood's too sweet.
Excuse me?
High blood sugar.
What kind of
like a
fucking doctor
diabetes
do you
joke,
have?
or?
No,
Why?
that's me cheekily saying I have diabetes.
Ah, shit.
Why is this rabbit hole of yours like 5 rabbit holes, Gideon?
I don't fucking know. I've been looking. I genuinely have
I
been.
opened the Wikipedia, sorry, a link from Wikipedia to one of the publishing businesses, and as I understand it, Heinz Mohlberg Verlag doesn't have an office anymore, and you just get the phone number to the guy. Like Heinz Mohlberg.
Brother.
Look at the
Rudy.
stuff on the right, the contact data.
Broody, this is so
Oh my god!
The office is not manned anymore. Please do not call me on weekends and holidays. What the fuck?
Bitte keine Anrufe nach 17 Uhr auch. Don't call me after 5. I mean, Germans are they are the kind of people who are like, oh well, I can't do that now. It's like after. Fucking.
Yeah,
they're the ones
Germans don't vacuum on the
Germans don't.
They are
Exactly,
autistic
Germans
as
don't.
What?
Germans don't vacuum on sound. There's also this fucking rules, dude. Neueste Produkte. It is just nothing.
Oh my god, this is such a this literally is a 2000s website.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like using PHP or PHP.
Honestly, I don't know if the guy is still alive.
Well, you better call him.
Oh
But
my
it's
god,
after
You
5?
can't call him, it's after 5 p.m.
Even
don't
if you're
you just
checking
love
if
it
he's
when
still alive.
I love how the internet used to be so personable back then. It's like, yeah, don't call me after
Aw.
5.
Okay, there's a whole plot summary here, and I'm not sure.
You know, I bet if I go to eBay, I can find truck stop. Because I'm just like you. I'm desperately trying to find these audiobooks. Just any dreadful audiobooks. That's
You
literally
can
what
find like printings of Sternenfaust on eBay for €1 a piece.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Ray
Except there
Garton.
is-
Oh, go ahead.
There is one like hardcover book with a signature from the author Alfred Becker that goes for $50 plus shipping.
Damn.
Okay, I found the company that made these Penny Dreadful audiobooks, but I found it with the best audiobook title I've read. By Ray Garton, Lot Lizards, Terror at the Truck Stop.
Terror at the truck stop. God,
I
It's fucking-
suppose
fucking
it's
vamp-
wise to write what your audience knows.
I'm not.
No.
Vampire
What the fuck?
vampire prostitutes
What do you
menace a
mean? These
truck
are-
stop.
These are audiobooks that are only sold on truck stops. Of course you would
Yeah.
make them feature truck
But-
stops.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
found the company. It's Speaking Volumes is the name of the company, so I think that's gonna be my
Great
ticket.
name. I love that name, actually. That's great.
That's a very creative name for a truck stop audiobook business.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that animation?
Oh my god! Oh, here's a guy selling a bundle. Deathlands. That's the series I would listen to when I was really bored. Yeah, it's graphic audio. Okay, that makes sense because they had like a lot of sex and violence in it. So it's called graphic audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Axler. Okay, yeah, because I was looking up because I knew that like Axel was either in the name of the title or the author. Yeah, this is like a whole thing that and they only cost like 15 to. It was like 7 hours of audio.
Of graphic
and
audio, apparently.
yeah,
Bloody hell, that's
and it was only like $15 or $20, which back then for audiobooks was super fucking cheap because audiobooks, before Audible were like $30-$40. So the library, like I was going to the library a lot for audiobooks. Yeah, let me. Okay, I'm gonna see if there's like a plot summary for these.
The wiki of this would have been the cycle that I read. Apparently, I just read a particular cycle of this. The wiki is really in depth about this.
Because I looked at the wiki and I was like, the first link I clicked on for the Sternenfaust 1.
This would have been like the species, for instance, and it says like a lot of stuff here. It has the calendar of this, but I still don't. It still doesn't ring a bell. Like I know intellectually it should,
but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Damn, that's hard.
Nah, I get it.
Do you though?
No one else is hard.
Yeah. I know. I've had it with other book series before.
This is fucking terrible.
Man.
Oh my god, this.
Pokemon with Guns is coming out next week.
What?
Oh, that Pal. Yeah. Pal something.
Pal World.
Pal World. Yeah, I got turned on to that when they announced one of their monsters is literally Salazzle from Pokemon, but horny.
Horny.
Based.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how like everybody. That's how like a lot of people found out
about the sweatshop trailer.
Oh my god!
The what?
And they used that one Pokemon as a bullet shield.
Pokemon with guns.
Oh yeah.
And
I remember.
That.
Yeah, Pokemon with guns. You could like sweatshop them, so like you could just like slave them out to death until they die.
Yeah, don't forget the base building aspect too.
And the base building, yeah.
This looks very.
And you use them to power your house.
Yeah, I remember
basically you have to choose your favorite ones, and then those will be like your buddies, and the rest of them you just capture to like exploit.
Basically.
So like how you do in real Pokemon, but more literal.
Capitalism, baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember they were like the team that like as a test of the Unreal Engine. Yeah, they just made Pokemon with guns. And then
it became real. Like they were joking, but then they were like, "What if we weren't joking?"
Yeah. What if we
just did do it?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if we like fruition to this?
On a serious note, I do really want like a serious basically monster capture game where it's like, oh yeah, you have to maintain your monsters. You've got health, you've got
like a Tamagotchi, basically.
Yeah, basically, but you also have to keep their companionship and mental state healthy. You know, you have to keep them little buddies and whatnot.
That would be fucking wild
and
hard.
But like, imagine like you don't just have like capture monster role. You can also have monster researcher or like
imagine throwing the ball, guardian. But the Pokemon's dead.
Because you forgot to feed it.
Neglected.
When I read that one of the authors of this sci-fi series had this name, right?
Raven.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy who hit me in the car, his name was Raven.
I picked this, right?
Yeah.
I thought this was the author. I was not prepared for the author to be this chick. Wait a second.
I knew it was going to be a woman, first of all.
Yeah.
Who has apparently, by the way, as this is taking time processing for some reason, written one of the most German books of all time by the
She looks like my grandma.
Mallorca in
Mallorca in the
Holy
toad.
shit.
Oh my god, that was so corny.
Yeah, this is the
Why
Guinea book,
why
right?
does it
Shout out to M. Raven.
M
Raven.
Raven?
M.
Raven.
Raven.
Like
Moraven.
Milady.
Okay,
But
question.
tip your fedora to her.
God, that's fucking hilarious.
Okay, question. What's more German, being German or being from Mallorca?
Oh, that's a
Being
difficult
from Mallorca.
question. Because okay,
Being
so
from
there's it depends on which part of Mallorca. Definitely if you like grew up in the German colonies there. Like I partially did. It's so weird. There's just like a parallel society of
You are
old German
both.
people. They used to so in a town that I grew up, there was like the people that are like native to the island, the people from like Palma, the people from the peninsula, they used to live in the at the north of town by the sea, and then if you go to the south, like you go up the hill, you'd eventually get to the area that my grandfather would call the ghetto, because it's just like mansions full of German people. And like I used to live in like the no man's land between these two areas, like the demilitarized zone of like this is like natives live here, but also Germans.
The Guinea exclusion zone.
Yeah, the Guinea
Lamau.
So I've been looking into this truck stop Deathland series that I listened to. I listened to a couple books of it. It started in January 1988, and the most recent book came out in October 2023.
Hell
And there's
yeah.
228 books.
That rule.
I wonder if they're like,
Goddamn.
are they just like
Jesus
set? Do they
Christ.
do this for fun? Or
Again, like I said, they started.
'Cause,
It
I mean,
started
it sounds
out.
like they got contracted. It's something they don't want to do. But like, I guess if there's 200 of them,
Yeah, because it was originally being published under a company called Gold Eagle Publishing. Apparently, they did publish regular books, and then Graphic Audio did the audio books, and then the publishing company shut down in 2015. So Graphic Audio just took everything over, and now everything's just audiobooks. Because I had never seen a printed, like an actual novel from this series. It's only been audiobooks.
Hmm.
I actually want to go and because I remember it just being a very violent series, so I kind of want to go back and check it out again because
Hmm.
it had some really cool ideas.
love some violence.
Man.
Well,
I
like
wanna
there
reread
was
the
there
Percy
was
Jackson series.
there was a
I
in
kind
one
of do too, but at like a certain point, I'm like, the movies are so terrible. Like, why would I?
There's a
But-
new TV series.
Yeah, true.
There's the
But
point.
like, look, it's only the movies. You don't have to go watch the movies after you finish the book.
I know, but like,
How
The
good could they
movies
be,
are
right?
separate- The movies are separate from the books. The books are deep, are
I
actually
know
pretty
that.
good.
What book?
I've read the books, and
I'm
like
not
I
talking
thought
to
they
you,
were
I'm
all
talking
right.
to-
So then I was like, oh, okay, but still.
Shut up, woman.
but there was a really cool idea in one book I read. They're near Salt Lake City, which got heavily bombed in the war, and a portal opens up in Salt Lake City, and they encounter
in the fake
an
war.
Mormon. They
in the
encounter
in
the guy.
The
they
Mormon
encounter
war.
they encountered Brigham Young.
Jesus.
So like
Jesus,
they
yes.
they a bunch of monsters, a bunch of like nuclear fucking wolves or something attack the people coming out of
What?
the portal. So they help them out and they go back through the portal to an alternate dimension where Earth never had the apocalypse but became a fucking 100 billion population, just ecumenopolis that's on the brink of collapse. It is basically corporatism run wild. And like there was one scene that they spent like 10 minutes talking about the food that these people ate. Like they process old concrete into like a meat substance because they don't have
What?
animals anymore,
I don't
and
think
like
that's possible.
and they like process
What were you-
sewage
You know
into
how
like
far I'd have to
cheese.
suspend my disbelief?
But they just went on. But it was just like so fucking wacky and weird. And like at the end of it, because what ended up happening was the corporations that ruled that earth were looking to escape because, they had completely fucked that planet. And they were looking to escape into this post-apocalyptic world.
And this is
'cause
about
it's-
a truck stop?
No, these are books sold in a
Different.
truck stop. This is Pulp Fiction for
Okay, go on.
truckers. This is
Go
Pulp
on.
Fiction for truckers. It's not that cool. And yeah, so like they managed to stop the corporatists. They destroyed their machine, and then they go, and that's the end of the book. And then they set off to go on another adventure somewhere.
I got it right.
Dying.
Now, this is me remembering an audiobook I listened to like in
I wish I
2003
could
or
get paid
something.
to write trash.
I was
That would
one.
I would be like, hell yeah, I'm getting money for this, and then after doing it one time, I'd be like, fuck, what has my life come to?
It's
Probably.
like, yeah, it's
You're
like,
Die.
God damn. Don't
But
put my name
pe-
on this.
people ate that shit up because it was like a 7-hour audio book that cost like $15. It was cheap.
And I assume when you're a trucker, you need the kind of distractions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially before the internet was a big thing, and that it became viable to stream while going down the road.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
shit!
yeah. They were like on CDs and shit.
Yeah, these
I
these
remember
came
I
out
listened to
in
tapes.
Pendragon
Snaps.
that way.
You
CD
Pendragon,
not-
the series by fucking the one with the flumes.
The fucking
one-
what?
What a sentence to
Okay, there's
undeafen yourself.
Okay. There's a
There were
book,
lots of them.
There's a book series called Pendragon.
Yes.
By fucking DJ McHale.
Yes.
Never heard.
That's
That
DJ.
one. That's the one with the flumes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what they use to travel between worlds.
Yeah.
Only some of those
You were
books.
talking about like the guy.
No. I remember the flumes because I loved the concept. So okay, this is honestly this is one of my favorite fucking series as a kid. But unfortunately only like the first couple books were translated into German, so I couldn't like read all of them. But these fucking rule so much because the like it's basically the premise is that he like travels between worlds.
Yeah.
And some of these worlds, like the ones that are not like some of them are the past and the future, but like the ones that aren't that is so incredibly creative and interesting. It's unbelievable. It's still some of the most interesting world building I've read anywhere.
Damn. All right.
You can't see me, but I'm nodding.
Yeah. You've read them. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like when I was young, I'd go to the library just to get them,
Yeah.
and like I'd listen to them like on the bus on the way to school, like on my Walkman and shit. And people were like, "Ooh, what cool music are you listening to?" And I'm just like, "You wouldn't get it."
Book. Book.
It's like
Nah.
they
Yeah,
had
like
this-
it helped me like plot the world out.
Yeah.
World building, like if you want to get into world building, like definitely read them.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
Was that Pendragon or?
Yeah, Pendragon by DJ McHale.
Yeah.
I might actually like reread them
Okay.
now that I'm like reading books super fucking fast.
Mm.
I remember this the impressions of this world, like the water world type planet that he had. With like the floating cities that were made out of like a naturally growing plastic type material, and Vo Spader.
Right.
I still remember the name of the guy there being.
Oh, I
Vo
don't remember
Spader.
his name.
It's the only one, and Uncle Press. I remember Uncle Press and Vo Spader. I don't remember the name of the main character by any stretch of the imagination, but I remember Vo Spader and Uncle Press. Oh,
Yeah,
these were so good.
Okay, so there's a torrent. There's a torrent of the first 127 Deathland books. It's 42 gigabytes. I'm really thinking about downloading it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh yeah, I completely
Okay,
forgot. Actually, this might be the book I need to read.
I gotta use a VPN. I'll do that after the stream.
Yeah. I got the
yeah.
Dragonflight.
You're not sponsored?
I've got
No,
the Dragonflight.
I use private internet access. I use a real VPN.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
UMPA, from what I hear, is not amazing. What's best is, make your own.
Yeah,
that's such a fucking. I have $10 million of cooking equipment in my kitchen ass take,
For
dude.
real.
It's like, oh yeah, I mean,
Also-
yeah, you could purchase fucking baklava at the store, but you could also make your own fucking phyllo dough, like a fucking patsy.
It's not difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
suppose
not
I could leave.
difficult, my
I-
cock.
fucking difficult, bro.
Do you know how much work that shit is?
Yeah, I suppose I could
Oh,
lease
well,
lease
sort
a
of, actually,
server in
yeah.
Mexico City, so I can
Yeah,
torrent.
exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because that's why I use a
Or I
VPN.
can
I
just
use
pay someone to do it for me.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
a human
yeah.
being.
Yeah,
Or
you
shouldn't use VPNs, but a seed box instead.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I do actually know
A
what that
seed
is.
box?
It's like a
Get with the
computer. It's like
times.
basically it's a computer that you have running for you on some anonymous server that does torrents. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So now,
Uh,
yeah. I'm all I care about is stealing shit. I don't care about hosting shit.
yeah.
Just give me a VPN to Mexico or Switzerland, so I can just take shit I want.
We're Swiss.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and I
love-
don't, and
The
I,
seed box
and I
is
don't. It's
hilarious.
and then I don't get a nasty letter from my
Yeah.
internet provider.
One of the two other countries that exist outside of the United States, Mexico
Yeah,
and
that-
Switzerland.
well, that don't
Mexico and Switzerland.
The three
that
genders.
aren't required to keep records. You know.
Ah, fuck yeah.
We actually have a Danish town here.
a Danish
So
town.
they know
What?
Denmark exists. Yeah, Solving.
Denmark doesn't exist.
Indeed.
I've
Well,
been there.
now it does.
I've seen how it doesn't exist.
I've
Yeah,
also
the
been
only-
there.
The
have
only
not-
place that exists in Denmark is Billing, or Billung, or whatever it's called.
Village.
Copenhagen is a outside district of Malmö.
Yeah, this is true. You
That's
can
a-
see Malmö via the bridge too. Like it's just
That's a
bridge.
European
Yeah.
joke. You wouldn't get it.
Copenhagen is fucking great though. Honestly, it's it's a phenomenal food city. It's also extremely expensive, but I loved it when I was there.
Man.
I went there completely by accident because I was complaining about how poorly connected the city where I live in was back in the day. When I was like, it was like the middle of the night. I was picking my girlfriend at the time from like a long distance bus that she had taken. She was coming back from her grandparents, and it was like a random ad for the Copenhagen Light Festival. I was like, we cannot go to see this because it's very complicated to get from Copenhagen from here, even though it's like very close by. And then she
I was about
gifted-
to say that's like a 2-hour drive.
yeah, that's no, and also that's
that-
very long. And so she
Oh
gifted
my
me.
god!
She
Europe.
gifted me a
You
vacation.
suck at Europe.
She gifted me a vacation
Go
to
ahead.
Copenhagen for my birthday. And I was like, "Wow, this fucking rules!" But why Copenhagen? She's like, "It's because of the Light Festival." I was like, "What the fuck is the Light Festival? What are you talking
That's
about,
pretty good.
woman?" It's like, I thought you really wanted to see that. You were like mad that you
My
could. It's like, I have
God.
no idea. I do not know. But it was cool. I'm glad she misunderstood me because it allowed me to find a new thing in the world.
Based.
Incredible.
Yay.
I'm just imagining, her. She's like, get you this really awesome gift, a vacation to Copenhagen because of the Light Festival, and she gives it to you, and you're
And
like,
you're
oh,
just
that's awesome.
What?
You're like, what fucking light festival?
What's the fucking life festival?
I-
Yeah, I
this
can
is-
He
this
totally
thought
is-
see
you
if you,
really were
like-
into it.
If you do say throwaway lines with too much passion, people will get the wrong impression of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't
Yes.
put.
I thought you were a huge fan of this. Like, no! I saw one image of it and said, wow, this is a cool image, and that is all the engagement I have had with it.
I have a question about for some book recommendations.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any good recommendations for like polyamorous / bi relationships in books?
Poly?
Ooh. The Expanse books have good poly.
Yeah,
The
the
cyborg
Expanse.
tinkerer.
What the fuck is an I relationship?
Let me write that.
It's like an
I've
AI
not read-
girlfriend.
What did you call it? The cyborg what?
The cyborg tinkerer. It's a sci-fi
Ooh.
fantasy romance.
Okay. I'm also looking for like some Dragon Rider stuff. I've got the Dragonflight.
I'm
First
curious
Chronicle
about like
Current.
poly romance plots and like general poly relationship
Mm.
dynamics in books because one of the reasons that I don't enjoy writing romance at all, like I'm just not particularly interested in romance plots, is because, and this is going to be the most arrogant thing, it's probably not going to be the most arrogant thing I've ever said, but it's going to be
Oh,
up
boy.
there.
I was about to say.
Yeah. It's been done.
What do you mean?
Like, they've written all the romances. There's
Bullshit.
nothing new to do here, except in
Bullshit.
like polydynamics. But I'm so burnt out on like the general
actually,
concept of romance
sorry.
Oh.
that I know
Sorry,
that
actually-
I cannot find within myself the passion.
Actually,
to
I
care
have a
even
book.
about that. Yeah,
I have a good book for poly. Well, it's not quite a romance. It's more like relationships in
Good.
general. The Moon is a harsh mistress.
That's
Yeah,
a good
By-
series
the
by
Heinlein one,
by
right?
yeah,
No,
the
it's a
Heinlein
real
one.
book.
Do
Heinlein,
not
yeah.
take relationship advice from Heinlein, please.
Yeah, that's true. He was a bit of a freak. Another good series where he wrote Starship Troopers and took it completely seriously, unlike the
Yeah.
movie. He basically made
It's
fascist
complicated.
propaganda.
It's complicated.
Is it
'cause
really?
He wasn't. Yeah, because he wasn't super fashy, and he didn't mean it to be fascist propaganda. He just accidentally made it fascist.
Death of the
Yeah,
Author?
yeah, yeah. He
Starship
made it. It
Troopers
was.
one.
I have
It-
said
it- It was a very libertarian book, but
Yeah,
because
he
of
was,
that, it was.
I know that he was like a hardcore libertarian, and
Yeah, but
surprisingly into occult shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Another
Yeah,
series.
the Moon is a Harsh Mistress is more libertarian, though. In that one, he basically
Yeah.
has like this, like basically an anarchist revolution where like the anarcho-communists are the ones that get into power, and like the sage, the kind of hierophant archetype character is an anarcho is a libertarian, and he goes like at one point he does yeah, I would get along with a Randian. And it's a bit cringe, but he still approves of them being like basically some flavor of anarchists in government, better than the people who were before.
It's also
really
it's
good.
also really good. It's also a really good book to sort of like teach you the basics of forming a terrorist organization,
Yeah,
a cell based terrorist organization.
for real, yeah.
Specifically.
Aren't all
I wouldn't
terrorist
u- I wouldn't
organizations
u-
cell-based because humans are made of cells?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another good series that sort of has like poly and stuff going on, sort of as a setting and in the background, is Peter F. Hamilton's Commonwealth series.
Oh, is
It
that
doesn't-
poly?
I actually can't read like romance unless there is something else going on. Like, so romance would have to be like the subplot.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
just
I don't.
romance
See, this
is
is the
so
thing. I'm not
fucking-
even too enthusiastic about romance as a subplot. That's how far it's.
Oh
gone
no,
for
this
me.
is just like happening in the background. Like you'll be reading about a detective who's like 300 years old, and she reminisces for her like a paragraph
Jesus.
about hooking up with like with a hippie commune,
Hell yeah.
and and the time she transitioned for 50 years or something.
That rules.
Back.
Alex,
Yeah. This is the
Alex,
series.
can you put the modern German flag on Hitler, please?
The Commonwealth series I talked about before. I don't know if you guys remember. It starts off with humans landing on Mars and making it this whole big event. And while the astronauts of NASA are landing on Mars, there's a dude sitting on Mars in like a cheap spacesuit with a portal behind him, with his buddy looking through an airlock, and they're both watching the Mars landing. And then the dude walks over after they plant the flag and have all the ceremony. He like walks over and tells him, "Dude, that was fucking awesome." And and so the age of space travel ends and the age of portals begins. And that's how everybody travels. No fucking spaceships. We just build portals and investigate planets, and then we build train stations and drive trains through these massive
I love
portals.
space trains. They're such a cool trope. I
Space.
love them.
Yeah. No,
If
I
only
highly
they
recommend
didn't have
the
to
Commonwealth.
compete with fucking spaceships, which are cooler than space trains.
Yeah.
But space trains are so cool, dude.
Yeah.
There's sort of that in one of the long like Reddit how are they called, the ones that get published over time series, where there's like a train station where they have like there's basically like humans develop like microscopic like point-to-point teleportation, faster than light travel, whereas like everybody else in the galaxy, because of like spoiler reasons, has never like fully developed that and just uses it as like a weird not really useful backup, whereas humans immediately just go full logistics for it, and so there's like a giant train yard with like giant trains that get teleported through black holes or wormholes, and then like those spoiler reasons make one of them explode, actually.
Thank you, Alex.
But yeah, like the Commonwealth series, because they had it's so easy for people to travel across the galaxy. You get all kinds of different experiments and like human culture and stuff going on. Also, they figured out how to rejuvenate people, so that's how people can live to be 400 years old. It's like every 50 years or so, they go through a medical process called rejuvenation. And because of that, because they get aged down so quickly, they get a huge release of hormones out of their bodies. Like they go through like teenage years, in like a month.
Yeah.
And so because of that, they get so fucking horny that they have to go to like pleasure planets just to go and just get all the hormones out, get this all done, because they wouldn't be able to function in regular society.
That fucking rules, actually. That's the future I'm trying to build.
Yeah, and it's like, and you have like other experimental planets. There's like a couple libertarian planets that are just basically, they're doing their own thing. There's like multi-trillionaires who will like gather their cash together and just buy a planet and just turn it into a giant. It turns it into a giant winery.
I
or
mean, in
vineyard.
fairness, there's a huge amount. There's like more planets than there's just possible lots to create on Earth.
Yeah, it's probably
So
relatively
there's a lot
cheap.
of, like...
It's crowdfunding.
There's also a planet called Barbarossa, which is owned by multiple German conglomerates.
Hell yeah.
like Mercedes and BASF and like Siemens, and all they do there,
Siemens.
it's just they just manufacture shit. Like there's like the planet has like 800 nuclear reactors. They're just mining, just dumping pollution everywhere, and and the planet has a population of 0. The only reason you go to this planet is to work. You can raise a family there. They can go to school, get an education, go to college there, but nobody lives there. You're under a contract.
So a permanent population. There's a lot of residents, but it has no population.
Yeah, there's residents, but there's no population. The idea is. Oh, go ahead.
You know what I imagine is going to be very difficult if we ever get extrasolar colonies? Clearing up the dibs on all the cool names situation. Because there's only so many cool names.
Yeah, like that planet Barbarossa was like, because they have different tiers of planets. There's like there's like Earth, the core planet. Then there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And I think at the time of Pandora's Star, the first book, they're just starting to colonize tier 4 planets, which they started doing after they surveyed like 5,000 planets and found 1,500 of them to be worthwhile to inhabit.
Like, I don't want
to
be the guy who has to live in a colony that gets stuck with a shit name.
Yeah.
You have to be a tier 4 crowdfunder to be on the tier 4 planet.
Yeah.
Well, like the guy, because there's multiple stories going on. There's multiple plots going on, and like the one plot of the German dude, working on Barbarossa, is like he eventually just like, because he's like a 3rd generation resident of Barbarossa. Like his parents and grandparents, they all live together in like a big house on Barbarossa, but he's like, I just want to get off this fucking planet. All we do is fucking work here. And they end up getting a ticket to go to a tier 4.
Life.
Yeah, he gets the ticket to a tier 4 planet, which is being led by basically a cult, but it's like they're like really chill cultists. They're like a Buddhist / Hindu cults, and he's just there. And they move there, and he becomes a mechanic. He becomes like a motorcycle / car mechanic, and they just they do their little cult stuff on their little cult planet, and he just works on cars and motorcycles, and they just live a good life there.
That's such a fucking great resolution to the plot. It's like, the guy he woke up and he was a bug and he had wings and he could fly and it was cool. It's like, hell yeah, dude. Alright, we have to end the stream, otherwise, I mean, nothing bad's gonna happen. It's just time to end the stream, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.